Hello, I'm Woodland Spirit,
And I'm Loppy Lena.
and this is the show, episode 11!
Woo!
And we will still continue, well, we are going to effectively continue on our little catch-up from recording episode 9 all the way back when? What, last year? Oh, that
Yeah.
tree's a bit close.
Yeah, I know. If we're not careful, it'll go into our house.
So, in the last episode, I effectively covered the various capture setups I've had from then to now and
Yep.
previously. One of the many things been going on in the past year. But of
Might as well
course,
do 99 times.
yeah, doing 89. But of course, we've had a few interesting goings on in terms of gaming and stuff as well over the last year, haven't we?
We have the new console.
Yes, we, as you probably can tell already, we've jumped in on the Xbox One.
They're at release day, as we talked a little bit about last time.
We did talk a little bit about. We were at the launch, midnight launch, and very disappointing for where we went for the midnight launch. Did absolutely be all.
Yes, it was very disappointing.
Yeah, just a little funny there. I'm harvesting wood, aren't I?
Yep.
So yes, completely be all going on for the launch, apart from the granny kicking off. That's probably the highlight of the evening, the granny kicking off.
Wasn't it just? Obviously, we got a few games.
We picked up a few games while we
was getting to know the new console, really.
get the new console. Where we picked up Dead Rising 3,
Zoo
Zoo Tycoon.
That was for me.
That was for you. Lego Marvel's Heroes. Forza 5 as well.
Yeah.
And we got the freebie of FIFA 14.
Oh, hey.
No, we're not exactly sports games players, as you can probably tell from that.
Yeah.
In considering it's effectively the attitude of EA recycling the same thing every year with updated team rosters or close enough to that anyway. Is like,
Yeah.
why? Why do people insist on buying pretty much the same thing every single year? But that's just us in our opinion.
Yeah.
And there was another console launch as well.
Yeah.
Well, we, as you probably tell, would tend to be more of the Xbox platform.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I try to remain impartial. I know deep down I'm probably a tiny bit of an Xbox fanboy.
Yeah.
But I do try to remain impartial, and I do wish well on both formats doing well and competing with each other. Competition helps drive innovation, etc., etc., etc. It's just the attitude that some people have that really annoys me.
Oh, definitely.
It's on the level of religion, to be honest.
Yeah.
Your typical religion, religious related wars and whatnot. It's on that sort of level of annoyance. I mean, the systems can't coexist quite happily without people fighting over each other. I mean, they're for games. People play games on them. Games are for fun and enjoyment. Bickering over which console is best, etc., etc., is not fun and enjoyment. Get over yourselves.
Oh no, we had the whole. Actually, there was all that as well when Minecraft was coming out, wasn't it? Oh, PS4's got it first. Oh no, we've got it first. Oh no, they've got it first. It's like, for God's sake.
Just buy the game and enjoy playing it. For God's sake, just.
It's not bothered who got it out first, as long as we get it.
Yes, and I've lost my axe. I'm going to make another axe.
Even though I'm not, and I've always said I'm not a PlayStation fan.
I mean, I've
played on the original PlayStation.
Obviously, prior to, I had the original Xbox. Ooh, going back. Well, was that actually the tail end of the lifespan of the original Xbox. In other words, a little prior to the release of the 360, I had an original Xbox.
Wow.
Prior to that, I had a GameCube. At this time, it was the PS2 available, and obviously, prior to that, I wasn't much of a console gamer. Prior to that, I was an Atari fanboy. I'll put it out there. I was an Atari fanboy. I had the Jaguar. It wasn't a bad system. Possibly a little messed up on the hardware side. I mean, there was easy more performance within the hardware if they just had a tiny few tweaks here and there. Obviously, it just didn't quite get good games, and Atari themselves were just quite useless in terms of supporting the hardware that they released at the time. So, of course, the Jaguar fell over, etc., etc. And they had their wonderful handheld as well, the Atari Lynx, which was an absolute wonder, a nice alternative to the Game Boy.
I had the Game Boy.
I mean, don't get us wrong, the Game Boy is still an incredible system.
Yeah.
For the time, but of course, Atari were just completely useless in effectively selling their own hardware.
Yeah.
But anyway, prior to because I had the Jaguar and that, but at the time I was more of a PC gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, PC gamer. Buying all the games on PC. And it kind of all started when I went to a game event show thing, and I played Burnout 2 on the GameCube, and that just kind of blew us away, Burnout 2 on the GameCube.
Yeah.
So I ended up with a GameCube system, and of course I ended up with a couple of extra games on that. And then Burnout 3 arrived, and I thought, yes, I enjoyed the second one, I want the third one, but it wasn't available on the GameCube. It was only available on the PS2 and the original Xbox. All this time, with the PlayStation being within the influence of the world, shall we just put it, the PlayStation has never really interested us.
You have owned one?
I have had a PlayStation second. Did I? No, I got it off eBay because I needed to test some games I picked up off flea market. But I have had one. Barely played on. I actually had a PS.
To which I kept saying.
I had a PS3 as well, but we're not up to there yet. The PlayStation platform is just never really interested us in all the time. So of course Burnout 3 comes out, I end up with the Xbox, and that was a full conscious decision.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why an Xbox exactly. I think at this time stories of the 360 were like, obviously it was now in the public media pending release, and I loved the scope of the 360.
Yeah.
It obviously it like brought in a good proper social element.
Yeah.
Like for multiplayer, etc. Strangely enough, I was already a Gold Live member, even though at the time I didn't play a lot of multiplayer games. So yeah, and it had this whole Xbox Live Arcade. It was a case of smaller games, not the AAA title. Something more than the AAA titles effectively could exist on platform.
Yeah.
And this whole Xbox Live Arcade, so it's just like simple twin stick shooters or something similar like that could exist on the system.
Yeah.
And be easily obtainable, and that appealed to me. And that appealed to me. And
was Centipede out on it then?
Not at release, but obviously they did a version of Centipede at some point. I need to plant more saplings, don't I?
Yeah.
So yes, there was the Xbox Live platform. And as I said, that appealed to me because at this time I tend to enjoy littler games more than big games. And obviously I think me memory's a little hazy on this. I think Microsoft were ahead in this aspect over PlayStation, Sony with the PlayStation 3. Of course, the PlayStation 3 came out a year later.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there was the whole achievements thing. It's both a blessing and a curse. A blessing in that it adds to a game. A curse that obviously you end up playing the game just for achievements.
As it says though, it's achievements. It feels like you're doing something for the game.
This is something that's bothered me. You could sometimes spend hours and hours on the game and not have something to show for us. And this is what the whole achievement thing kind of worked around. You finally had something to show for your gameplay. And I think that's what appealed to us. Of course, later Sony copied that with the trophies. Trophy system.
Yeah.
But that's by the by.
I didn't even know they had their own sort of system like that.
But yeah, they do. It's a trophy system.
Right.
But obviously, ultimately ended up with the 360 because the platform appealed to us.
Yeah.
And that's when I got heavy into console gaming because in the end, I kind of decided that I couldn't be faffed in terms of PC gaming, picking up the game and not being sure if it will work on my system out the box.
Yeah.
Without having to go through updating drivers or having to buy an upgraded graphics card or something stupid like that. So I got heavy into console gaming because I knew I could buy a game and it pretty much worked just plugging in the disc.
Yeah.
So of course over the years I would be where you know me gaming on the 360.
Yep.
So of course the Xbox One is announced and everything, and of course Sony announcing the PlayStation 4 at the same time, and being more of the during the Xbox Live I did have a PlayStation 3 for a time, as you know. Obviously people listening to this don't. And actually, I pretty much bought the PS3 just as a media player, to be honest. I mean, I tried a few little bit of games on it, but ultimately I only played games on the 360.
And we bought a Blu-ray instead.
Yeah, ended up buying a Blu-ray player instead.
Because really, that was all you bought it for.
Was just like for media playback, really. I dealt with a few games, but the platform as such just didn't appeal to us. It kind of felt cold to me, but that could be just because I I just didn't know as many people on the PS3 as I did on the 360, but the platform felt cold. And I just didn't feel at home on the system. So of course I just carried through onto the Xbox One. I mean, I may end up with a PS4 one day, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Like I say, I do try to be impartial.
Because we have had a Wii and it literally ended up just sitting there.
Yep, we did have a Nintendo Wii as well, and it was you
mainly got that really for me.
It was a novelty for this, and the novelty wore off, and it ended up getting sold to pay for the Kinect.
Yeah.
The original 360 Kinect.
And we actually had a lot more fun on the Kinect.
Yeah, I can honestly say we did.
Fun labs. Googly eyes.
That's it, yeah. We got a bit more enjoyment out of the Kinect over the Wii, strangely enough. So, and of course now the natural progression onto the Xbox One. I will say that this goes for both Xbox One and the PS4. You can tell Microsoft and Sony were competing against each other to just get their systems out of there, get them wrapped up and pushed out the door. Both systems had issues, incomplete features, etc, etc, etc. And of course now a year later, I can't really speak for the PS4. I can imagine it's the same position. The Xbox One has come a long way over the last year. No, stop broadcasting! Stupid thing. I didn't say Xbox broadcast. I do apologise for this. There we go. Stop listening.
I thought I'd done something wrong then.
No, it's picking up my voice as I'm speaking.
Alright. That was the only thing I couldn't get used to start with, was actually using my voice for things. And even now I still go, what do I say?
Yeah, it is. It's good and bad at the same time, and it has been useful. Because if you know the commands,
yeah,
then you can just obviously wheel it off, and it usually does work.
But usually, me, I just stick my game in and off I go.
I use apps as well. As I was saying, yes, the system's come a long way since the previous, over the year.
Yeah.
There's now a good supply of games available and being released on both systems. I don't regret being a day one purchaser one bit. I will state that now.
You better do, because me stood in that queue for long enough.
You stood in the queue for us both, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, but no, because there's obviously you hear things about how
getting a milkshake instead of a proper drink and then being thirsty.
No, not that. You hear things about how people have bought it on day one, either system, and all like felt deflated or regretted it. For I don't regret it one bit, not one bit, buying this system. I mean, like I say, I can't speak for Sony or PS4. I know they're pumping out updates, not to the same level as Microsoft have been. Microsoft have been very good in getting updates out there, new features added, etc, etc, fixes, whatever. I mean, it's not just Sony and Microsoft as well. The game publishers are having a hard time as well. They're trying to get games out the door, and of course there's shipping with problems and expecting people to patch them on day one and afterwards. It's been quite a mixed year in that respect. Quite a mixed year.
We've had quite a few nice games as well, haven't we? Like I had Zoo Tycoon. That was my only request really for when it came out.
Lego Marvel's Heroes.
That was my birthday. Was that? No. That was of both of us. I still haven't completed that, have I?
No, it was the Lego movie game.
Lego movie I got for my birthday.
Yes.
As well as Garden Warfare.
Garden Warfare, but I kind of hijacked us.
Yeah. Although I think, considering it is a completely different game to what I normally play, I think I could hold my own on it.
You probably could. You did well.
Yeah, I just needed, because it wasn't a game I was used to. I could have done with a little bit more practice, but
you did do well when we did the video for us. You did do well. No.
Sometimes I wondered how I managed to do any of it.
So what have you been playing lately, if anything at all?
Well, obviously I played Zoo Tycoon. I didn't quite complete it all. I completed all of Lego Movie.
You completed the story. You haven't
I haven't done any more on it yet.
Okay.
And then obviously as soon as Minecraft come out, that's kind of hijacked everything, really.
Yeah, it's
because I just like
Minecraft. Well, it's quite strangely compelling game. And I mean, there's people out there who just don't get this.
Yeah.
I mean, they think the graphics look rubbish, but it's not about the graphics.
No.
The graphics add the character to the game. It's what you do in the game.
I find when I've had a bit of a rough day, like, because you work shifts.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just sit there and just bash blocks.
Yeah.
Really.
We kind of started that. Yeah. It's kind of soothing, just
even if it's just for half an hour, just before bedtime.
Yep, it works,
well,
strangely enough.
The other night I said half an hour and a half later, and I was still on it.
Yes, that's right. Okay, it's bedtime now.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Yeah, just a minute.
So,
I think the idea is to play it, but not too much that you see blocks in front of your eyes.
yes, that's also another risk as well.
But I also find it more enjoyable when we play together rather than when we're playing it on our own.
Have you been doing stone?
Yeah.
Right, I'll leave that for you then.
Oh, you can take it out and put it in one of the chests.
I'll let you have the experience that comes with. I think
Alright.
experience comes with it.
Because it was just, oh, I need to get another furnace made. Do you want to do that for us if you want to?
I'm doing wood.
Okay.
I'm farming wood at the moment.
Because I want to get a load of stone done, ready to start doing the house.
Right.
That's why there was stone in there.
Ah, okay. But yeah.
Although really we could do with a bucket of lava. Just say we're using all our coal.
Okay, I might look into that then.
At some point.
At
Just
some
carry
point.
on with your wood for
Yeah,
now.
I'll do my wood.
But yeah, that's really about all I've been playing, really.
What are you currently playing on the tablet at the moment?
Still tapped out. Roller Coaster Tycoon came out.
Okay. This is Android tablet.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I was really, really looking forward to it because I've always played the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. But I prefer the challenges. I don't, and it's like a big sandbox mode with freemium stuff and
Free to play effectively, yeah.
Takes ages to do anything unless you spend your money. So it's okay, but it's a bit meh.
Yeah.
And you have to add friends, which to be honest I don't like adding random people. Especially if you have to add to Facebook and stuff like that. I'd rather like to keep mine
that was always
pretty
a down
private.
on Facebook's games. You
Yeah.
add this person to get this
Yeah.
effectively.
I don't really like adding strangers. Although you can use the Google, but it's still probably the same, I should think.
I think it works with your circle friends, so in a sense, yes.
Yeah. I don't like adding strangers to things where there's private information on there.
Well, yeah.
So,
well, the key is just to not put private information on there, really.
well, not as much private information, like photographs of family stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was all right up to where I've got up to.
Yeah.
But whether I can get any further, because obviously there's 2 challenges at the moment which I can't do.
Yep.
Like mini challenges, because I've got to add friends and I don't want to add them.
Yep. Okay.
So. But apart from that, I'm still on Simpsons Tapped Out, still playing CSI, whatever it's called.
That's another free-to-play type game.
Yeah.
I don't think that's been mentioned.
That's quite good, because as long as you just wait for your power to...
You got like an energy bar type thing.
Your energy to... Well, I just play that in my leisure.
Okay.
And you can add... some of my friends play it, so I have got people on there as friends.
Okay.
That we pass each other stuff to, but no, apart from that, I think I'm getting quite bored of all the Android games. I do like a lot of the Windows games, but it's getting on the PC.
It's getting on the computer when I'm on.
Yeah.
When I'm not on it. Okay.
So that's about it for me, really.
Should we do night time and?
Yeah, I'm having my way back.
Oh, I can't pick wood up.
Where?
Just there. You picked it up. No, you can't pick it up either.
No, I can't.
I'll deposit some wood. What are you
Hang
doing up there, cow?
Oh no,
No,
I still can't.
I'll pick it up. Just hang tight. Yeah, I've done it.
Okay.
Oh, that was sapling. Do night time.
Yeah.
Right. Close door and get up your way.
You see, I haven't got the same enthusiasm as you have when games
When it
come
comes
out.
to games. Roller Coaster Tycoon. You were.
Like with you
Kinda
when
excited.
yeah, I was excited when I heard that it was coming out.
Okay.
But I'm glad it was a free game because I certainly wouldn't have gone out and bought it straight away.
Right.
I think that's more what I'm on about. I wouldn't
Okay.
have just gone out and bought it there and then.
Right. Okay. Oh, as for me, obviously those the release games that I bought at the time, Dead Rising 3.
Which I helped you play.
Yeah, we did actually do a video on that. Forza 5. Played a lot of Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. Obviously did videos.
And I mean a lot.
Did some videos on that, which
Yeah.
you obviously find on the channel as well. Oh, see that tree that's grown?
Oh, I ate them ones.
Oh, that's a big one.
I'm glad
that's a
you're going to
big
deal
one.
with that.
Sorry.
That's my worst nightmare.
Forza 5.
Which I wanted to play, but I still haven't had a go, have I?
That's the racy one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you know what I'm like for
Oh, that's a mega tree and a half that's grown there.
you know what I'm like with racing games.
Yes, you know how to reverse, and that's
yeah,
about
that's it.
Crash into fence,
Can't do anything
reverse.
else.
Crash into fence, reverse.
That's how you play them, innit?
No. Maybe
Maybe with
demolition
my
derby,
way.
except you crash into the other cars. So yeah. So Peggle. Ooh, no, it wasn't. Peggle 2 when that came out. That's actually quite a good good follow-up to the Peggle game. Although I will say it does feel a little light on levels in comparison, but it is a good follow-up to the game. Dead Rising 3, I'd say it's a more forgiving game than the previous Dead Rising games. The Dead Rising 1 and 2, I would play it for them bit. It would come to a point. Typically, I would get caught in a situation, which you can easily do, where you're sort of X distance from a save point, and then you get killed. It's easy to get caught out in that. So it's either you waste about half an hour or so of playing, or you effectively start a new game with the experience if you collected over the past half hour or so. Very frustrating. I stopped playing Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2 for that very reason. I got caught in a situation like that. I got paid off, and I thought I can't be bothered with it, and I've left the games. Dead Rising 3, you don't have that punishment. It's a bit more forgiving. Oh, another one's grown, I think.
I wonder whether that happens if they're too close together.
No, I wouldn't say that was too close together. Actually, that one grew first, and then that one's grown. Ooh, some nice bit of wood there. So, yes, Dead Rising 3, Peggle 2, Forza 5. I'll say now, the whole driver-tar system, if you haven't played the game yet, the whole driver-tar system makes the single-player races a lot more interesting. And I mean a lot more interesting. It's not just a case of follow the leader like the previous Forza games. There is proper driving going on. And I've had driver-tars try to ram me off the road going around corners. Seriously, that's how good the system is. It is. It picks up the bad habits of people on your friend list. The driver-tar. Yes.
You've upgraded to Diablo 3?
No. I was pondering getting the ultimate edition of Diablo 3, but I never did.
Oh no, you didn't, did you?
No, I ended up buying the Shadow of Mordor.
That's right.
It is an interesting, compelling game, but sadly Sunset Overdrive was released not too long after that, and that's the main game I've been playing at the moment.
That's kind of overshadow everything.
Sunset Overdrive is just fantastic, and I tell you why it's fantastic. It is just pure nonsense, chaotic fun. It doesn't take itself serious. It doesn't try to be realistic. None of that rubbish. It is fantastic.
And you've not stopped playing it.
Well,
every minute that you could get on it, you've been on it.
Every chance, pretty much get. I'll play Sunset Overdrive. And oh yes, over the past year, since our last show, I've been doing an achievement challenge as well.
Oh yeah, that's a major thing.
Obviously not long after episode 9, True Achievements, which I'm registered to, added a new feature, which basically counts your achievement streak. Obviously, get at least one achievement a day, and you build up a streak so many days. Come Christmas time, Xbox UK tweeted out, "What's your game and New Year resolutions?" And I just thought, I want to get a year's worth of achievement streak, so I tweeted that to Xbox. They retweeted that and got quite a positive response from some other tweet users who've seen the retweet. And the next thing I know, well, effectively, you could say I'm partnered up with a game news site, doing a competition that if I get the achievement streak, I win a game of my choice.
And you've only got how many days left?
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking about, I think it's about 25, 26 days left.
Wow. I know the last time you told me it was 30, but I can't remember how many days that is.
The 10th of December is the 365th day.
Eek.
And obviously I'll date this video when it goes up, so you know.
Yeah.
You got a good
not
time frame. Well, it's not long left from recording this. Not long left.
And the biggest challenge is we went on holiday right in the middle of it.
Right. During May, was about 100 odd days into it.
Yep.
We went on a cruise for a week over into Norway. Fortunately, I've got a Windows phone. Unfortunately, we had 2 days at sea.
Yep.
And even more unfortunately, the cruise liner charged extortionate rates for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it was a case of getting the cheapest Wi-Fi package available.
Planning out the achievements in advance.
Planning out all the achievements in advance that I was going to get each day. Obviously, using the Wi-Fi sparingly when out at sea. Oh, there's another mega twig growing there.
And when in port.
Oh, the magic Linksys word name. Let me tell you, Burger King was a saviour on the last port day.
Yes. You should have seen there was loads of people all trying to get
on the Wi-Fi.
Trying to get onto Wi-Fi. It was quite funny.
It was amusing. So yes, that was. But that weekend we were proper sick.
Yeah.
I very nearly didn't do achievement that day. You pushed me to do an achievement that day. I very nearly didn't do it. And also when I completed the challenge, any continuation of the streak is going to be purely coincidental because I don't like the way this challenge is controlling my gaming. I just want to play a game, not think about what achievement I could be getting or preserving for emergencies, etc, etc. So after the 1 year streak, I'm not purposely carrying it on. Plus there's way too many with multiple year streaks under the belt to really front a challenge, and those streaks are still ongoing. So once a year's done, I'm done with it.
Because I mean, I'm not one for getting achievements every day, but even I tried to spur you on, didn't I?
Yeah, you actually got an 80
odd day streak.
Yeah, that's good going considering you're not a big player.
No.
But you've got a Windows phone
as
well, which helps.
And I knew exactly what you was going through just doing those.
Yes. It's
80 odd days.
It can be.
In fact, it was nearly 90, wasn't it? And I was a bit gutted that I couldn't quite get to.
Yeah, but then we went on the cruise, and that's when it kind of lost us.
Because I wasn't gonna. We weren't gonna both pay for.
No, well, we could have both used the same Wi-Fi.
But we didn't want
to. There's the risk that we overused it.
Yeah, and we didn't want to do that.
No.
So that's.
I think that's a rough roundup of the past year since episode
We'll probably
9.
remember some more by
No doubt. There'll be more talking pints by next week, I
Oh,
imagine.
definitely.
So I think we'll call it the night on this
Aye.
episode. And literally call it the night on the game.
Yeah, it's nearly 99 time.
So until next time, stay safe.
And keep it fun.
Ta-ta!
Bye! Just one of us should shut the door.